OMG.
Boom. What up? Today I want to start off the stream with some where does the value of stuff come from? Okay? That's what we're starting the stream off. We're starting to stream off with some science. All right? Where the does value come from? All right? Value? Things are valuable? I really want to talk about this because people are bringing up reaping people's energy and life support and mass and value away from them, stealing energy that which you are using for life support. Now what I want to talk about is here's Earth, here's the atmosphere, here's outer space. We have astronauts here circling the Earth in space stations, and it costs $10,000 to get one bottle of water to the astronauts in space. One bottle, dude. 10 grand. I got that from Neil deGrasse Tyson. And this is super enlightening because we need this energy in order to filter our operating system, basically, in order to get rid of toxins and to get rid of unwanted things. And, you know, it's obvious that you need water to live. It costs 10,000 USD per water bottle. Now, if you're here on Earth, living the dream, happy, and then somebody comes over and they're like, give me your stuff. I have this reaping machine. It's gonna steal your arm's kinetic energy and put it into mine. All right. They're not intelligent because hear me out. You might think that you can just go over to somebody's house and steal things from it and then leave. But what you don't understand is how much it costed you to get to this house from your house to steal from it. What you also didn't think about is how much it costed you to do all of the actions in that house. And what you also didn't think about is getting caught and the punishments for getting caught. The repossession and the reparation costs for getting caught. Okay. All of these things, you don't really think about them when you're a reapist. They don't really think about that. You have to start thinking about $10,000 to get it to outer space. Because the shipping price on reaping devices is calculated in. All right. And even if it's right next door, like you're just right next door, right? And you think that the shipping price is low. That's actually not how the universe is actually even set up in reaping. We have automatic repossession in reaping, meaning the stars. All right. We have so many stars in space. We have 400 billion plus stars. The reason why I say 400 billion plus stars is because these are the ones within our light grid, within our eyeball phenotyping, within our camera phenotyping. We can see 400 billion stars within our camera phenotyping. What's camera phenotyping? Like different kinds of lensings, get different kind of ways of certainly knowing that it's a star out there. And why 400 billion? Because that's what the state of evolution we're at. We actually keep adding to this number because we can find, and there's more than stars out there. There's dark matter, there's dark matter stars, there's black holes, there's all kinds of stuff. And when we get stars on dark matter stars are theoretically upper dimensional operating systems that are completely not emanating light, The only light they'll emanate is light that they captured from behind, and they'll release it this on this side. Then they usually can, like dark matter, can figure out the light or let it pass right through. Okay, so it's operating system mass. It's mass that moves around in such a way that allows light to pass right through it or light to get captured and recreated on the other side. Right? And then it's basically invisible. Hence dark matter. Hence why our brains are considered gray matter. Our brains are considered gray matter because it's partially unfigured out and partially figured out. Dark and light matter. Okay? So parts of it will communicate with the multiplayer positionings of Earth. So this is how it works. You have basically this. This is Earth. E for Earth. This is your redacted brain center. This is everybody else's redacted brain center. In this Earth equilibrium, even if these are bigger, right? Or however big they are, it doesn't matter. This is great stuff to teach. What I'm trying to get to though is the cost of stuff. So the cost of stuff. That's what I want. I want to talk about the value of things, because with 400 billion stars shooting into Earth's atmosphere, 400 billion plus stars, you got to really think about, we are releasing energy too. So you got to realize that we're allowing energy to leave Earth as well. We're not a black hole. We're not trying to suck it all in. Okay. So we got this ebb and flow of like in and out, right? In and out in almost every direction that you could possibly think. Off of everything in all directions, because we're already being bombarded, and we've been bombarded for a very long time from outer space. Okay. The cost of stuff is going to be relative to not just desire, but availability, the economics, right? But hear me out, hear me out. What I'm trying to make you understand is we don't know how much energy Earth is taking in because it's too advanced of a calculation. We don't know the ohms of Earth. We can't actually. I know a lot of you will think that you have it figured out, but we actually don't have light extrapolated yet. We don't have mass extrapolated yet. Mass is this infinity, okay? Mass is an infinity. We don't actually know how big a photon is right now. We're saying it's 0 and or greater than 10 to the power of negative 18. Okay, meaning that's our camera's greatest equivalent of microscopic technologies of looking into super small vectors, right? Trying to figure out how massive photons are. All right, we don't have the technology to find the worth of stuff yet. We're stupid. We're actually dumb. We actually don't know it, and we don't know how much power is in our atmosphere or around our atmosphere. We don't know how much solar energy we're taking in, and we don't actually know the solar efficiency either. They say it's like 30% maximum, right? But we actually don't know that for sure 100%. We're not 100% on that, just because so many things. There's so many things that could happen. Now, what I'm trying to get to is I'm trying to get to understanding multiverses scientifically. And I'm talking about hallucination-based multiverses. I'm talking about dialing in fractional, coordinates with your biological technology, being fractionally altered in order to access the multiverse. A real thing, a hallucinogenic thing, like a hallucination, seeing something that's not real for everybody else. So understanding this science that we're inside of a square basically, and there's infinity outside of the square, right? Trying to take this square, create goods and services inside of parts of the square outside of our square, and bring them in is and then trade them here is essentially moving the bar over and over and over until it's here. And understanding that people already have these monopolies set up in which they are transferring in basically goods and services and havens and money and capital out of unknown territory, basically, right? And this is something that's happening every single day, like all over the world. Your body is even doing it. Everybody is doing it, and it has to do with micro measurements, and it also has to do with infinite graviton theory, where a particle has infinitely smaller bits that can pop off of it. No matter how small it gets, infinitely smaller, always. Understanding that is in combination with simulationists. I'm trying to stay on track right now because I'm trying to bring it all into one. You have to have all of these thoughts all at the same time. And then you can start to understand the value of things. Because the value of things is basically dividing the infinity a type of way, right? Because inside of like your wallet, you could pull out a small little atom and just live in there if you knew what you were doing, right? You could have an entire universe. You could have all the valuables ever. You could literally have anything you want. If you were an order master in this theology of the universe's nature, right? So let me get back to simulationism versus infinity. There's the two theories. Simulationism is lowest factorial ingredient. Some people say these are contradictory instead of supplementary theories, where there's the infinity particle and then there's the smallest particle theory, meaning one smallest particle to rule them all, and it can permutate all possible particle positions, right? This is actually not possible because of photons. Photons are infinitely smaller than the smallest particle in the first place. So these particles need to operate in types of way that allow light to react with it and then shoot back a type of way like orange, right? You didn't think about that before, right? You had black light coming in, right? And now it emanates orange. You understand what's going on here? It's because of the operation of the particle of the smallest bit is different than not. But that's besides the point anyway, though. That's still not how it works in the first place. Even if this bit was infinitely smaller than those operating bits that are making colors, right? If it is at that level where it is making this smallest factorial ingredient, right? These smallest factorial ingredients are used in order to create simulations to do prediction algorithms. And what I call them is, I call it an equilibrium or a simulation, either or. Equilibriums and simulations live in the infinity. Their infinity particle supports both immortality, simulationism, life. It supports movement theory. If it supports Isaac Newton, it supports everything. It supports Einstein even, but it subtracts from Einstein a little bit because E doesn't equal mc squared in infinity particle theory. E actually equals infinity instead. Infinity, that which equals a rational number, though, or a rational, not necessarily a rational number. Not necessarily a whole number either, but a real number, a real energy value, right? And if you start to think an infinity particle, you can start to think about how we're tapping into the smallest little tiny thing of infinity. And it's not the smallest little tiny thing. It's 0%. Our entire universe is 0% of the universe in infinity particle theorem. Why is it 0%? Because there's literally no number. It's the real infinity, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then wherever you pick the number it is. Like this one. This one's fake infinity. This one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you pick wherever it is. That's energy equals that. But that's only. This is only energy equals a variable. Is basically what it's trying to say right here, right? Okay. All right. But anyway, where does the value come from in all of this? How does value come from all of this? It comes from the position of order. Oh, this is a great one. Where did the order start? So there's theoretically infinite time before, and there's going to be infinite time into the future. Unless we get to this scary thing called infinite kinetic zero. Infinite kinetic zero is like this terrorism plot where you gain a monopoly over all matter and you shoot matter to constantly try and cause zero energy, which technically would be an infinity, though. You would be infinitely zeroing out equilibriums, that which you would have to figure out. And behind those equilibriums would be moving mass in the infinitely smaller particles. Because you already used movement to do it. And in infinity particle theorem, there's no such thing as zero kinetic future. There's only infinite destruction in one infinity. Like basically this infinity, this part of the infinity is just blacked out. And it's not necessarily half of it. It's still 0%. Because it's an equilibrium thing. All right. But anyway, infinity particle is like the best thing. So anyway, the value of things, where order starts to your current moment in time, what happened in the past within your equilibrium defines the value of everything. All right. This is great stuff. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. Because if you try and pull stuff out from this equilibrium and put it in, right, it's not always going to work. Watch me do it right now. Oh, give me some of these leaves. Give me some of these feathers, bro. It's not working. Give me this rock. Wait, it's not. This equilibrium's not set up to multiversally transport its goods into mine. It's just transporting light to me. Oh my god. the value of stuff. The reason why I'm saying the value of stuff is for reaping. I'm trying to teach you anti-reaping. That's the whole goal here. I'm trying to teach you why reaping is not the meta. Because yes, you might have seen profits. If you set up a solar reaping device, you can reap the stars for, who knows, $2 million or something like that. But okay, you reap the stars, you get a big device and you attack somebody. And they're like, wow, we weren't set up for that attack. Blah, 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 blah. Or you do it with a bunch of people, distributed, reapists. You still have to understand that if these people are set up in infinity particle theory already, right? When you use equilibrium particle theory, which this is equilibrium particle theory, it's more like a square vector that's like shooting square vectors into square vectors. This is simulation particle theory. It's an operating system based thing off of the smallest ingredient that which is predicted, and you use larger ingredients, like multiple larger ingredients, right, and multiple smaller ingredients in order to redundantly host an operating system that works. If ever a operating system like this, which is an ordered operating system in equilibrium or a simulation, attacks an infinity particle or something that is adopting infinity particle design, something that's making order out of infinity particle design, that which is greater than it, and not necessarily greater than it, because if this thing gets in here, it could shut down the video game server or something like that, right? It could make you fart. It could make you think, dumb for a second, right? But you have to think like you are taking this thing and moving it over here into an infinity particle design, right? You're essentially combusting this operating system, and you'll have to rebuild it again. So moving energy over here causes the energy of this infinity design to go up. Now, here's another example. I'm going to use the cup example, right? What's the cup example? We're here with a cup, and we can do anything in the world, all right? But we want energy to go in this cup, okay? And the energy of this cup is pretty much in infinity particle stasis. We'll just say 1. It's 1 cup, all right? And we want it to be greater than 1 cup, all right? And we're by it, right? And we've been by it for forever, right? It's this whole thing is already in stasis, and nothing's happening. It's not going up. How do we make it go up? Simply turning this direction and moving towards it makes its kinetic energy greater than 1. It now is going to be 1.x plus. Now, if we look at it, if we hold it, if we touch it, if we attack it, even if we break it, in infinity particle theorem, its kinetic energy will go up. Now, hear me out. If we beat the living shit out of it into dust and take parts of it off, like this part right here, this cup should theoretically have 1.x plus kinetic energy, even if you take this portion off, because you kinetically enhanced the vectors of the cup, even though it's now dust on the ground, and you took this much dust away. It technically profited in kinetic energy world. If you put it in some kind of energy alternator device to take out the quantum energy, the kinetic energy, the infinity particle energy, the graviton energy, the electrical energy, its electrical energy would go up. It depends on the particle design. Only in infinity particle, though. Now, what I'm trying to talk about is equilibrium, too. If we literally pulverize it more and more forever, eventually it will leave equilibrium. And when we put it into our harvesting device, it might be 0.x kinetic energy. Okay? But it will be out of the equilibrium. Because it's still going to be the cup in its pieces. It's just going to be broken up into even smaller pieces. So much smaller that the harvesting device cannot harvest energy from it anymore. So here's the thing about simulationists is you actually don't have rights to your simulation. It doesn't really matter. Like, basically, America is kind of like force defending Earth. You know, vectors, American vectors. Okay, we kind of stole it in a way. Now, virtual property is made out of physical property, and physical property doesn't have rights to it. You don't have rights to physical property. Everybody kind of has rights to the physical property. But at the same time, because everybody has it, now we're in democracy mode. And then people are like, I don't want democracy. And they go over here and they practice a different thing, right? Like tyranny. So this whole thing's like completely shot because people are trying to practice simulationism or equilibriumism, right? They're trying to say, like, this is mine. I get to steal it. Okay, then somebody's going to be like, squatters' rights, right? Let's talk about squatters' rights. Squatter rights are made up. Okay, no offense. No offense to anybody else's beliefs. Like, it's not what I believe. I believe God owns it all. It's like, you know, he is kind of claiming squatters' rights. No offense. No offense. But he is, right? He is claiming squatters' rights. Like, I was here first, bitches. And it's like, democracy is what we stand for. So, established order. That's where the rules come from. And as far as I'm concerned, the established order of the region relative to the equilibrium, yes. And that's America. Okay, there's no question about it. It's America. America is democracy, which is the people. The people vote everything in. And nobody's like above the law. You know, there's no like, oh, you're the leader of America. Now you get to kill whoever you want. No, no, it doesn't work like that. I actually just looked that up yesterday. Can the president execute whoever he wants?
According to VanityFair.com, naturally, leaving the White House has in no way dampened Trump's enthusiasm for despots.
What does that even mean? What are you even talking about right now? Is it true? I've seen this exact thing. Is it true the president can execute whoever he wants without a trial? No, he can't. Right? That's not. In a roundabout way, there's some truth to this statement. He can't do it, okay? But he can basically execute any terrorist he wants. Basically, get this. You as a citizen have the exact same rights as the president. Minus that he has a higher security clearance for the redacted warfare stuff, and he gets to veto pretty much anything he wants. Those are pretty much the only things for the most part. I mean, war-based efforts, super high security level. Here, right here. High-level threat terrorist organizations, including targeting individuals who could be citizens of the United States. Yes, if you're a high-level threat terrorist, then you, the citizen, can kill them. Not even playing. High-level threat? Dude, high-level threat means they have AKs in public. You are allowed to kill somebody with AKs in public as a citizen. I don't care what you think. Like, nobody ever is going to punish you. Everyone's going to be like, you're a hero. Why'd you have a gun on you? Like, that's pretty much all you're gonna get. So the president doesn't have like terrorism rights either, and neither do you. You know what I mean? Like nobody has terrorism rights. Nobody, not the president, not the FBI, nobody, dude, nobody, not a being, not a person. Terrorism too, terrorism. Terrorism's like causing pain to somebody's central nervous system. Terrorism's like killing somebody. Terrorism's like disordering somebody's consciousness. And it's not doing that to somebody who's a terrorist. You know what I mean? Misdefining what terrorists are, that's your problem. You know what I mean? Like, if you misdefine what a terrorist is, and you shoot the first bullet, like you're kill on sight. That's how that works. Oh boy. Somebody's like, so there's been a lot of like before bed sleep terrorism going on, right? People would like harass people before sleep so they can't go to sleep, right? Probably to try and make an illusion that it's like, how could you sleep with yourself? How could you sleep? You're such a monster, even though they're like completely innocent, right? When really they're the monster. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, but anyway, let's talk about that. The sleep thing. They're like, they started getting harassed even though like they were like doing sleep-based terror, like, right? Home invasion, bioterror to try and stop you from sleeping. Because like that's the state of the technology that we have nowadays. So people are doing this to citizens of the United States that are obviously now terrorists, right? And they're like, we want to go to sleep because they're now receiving the same exact punishment, right? And it's like they're begging to go to sleep now, which is like, to me, I'm like, whoever smelt it dealt it. You know what I mean? Like y'all the ones that were doing it. Not necessarily whoever smelt it dealt it. That's the wrong analogy, okay? It's not that. That's not the thing. That's not what I mean. I mean, this closest saying, I'm trying to say a lot with a little. Like, if you did that kind of thing first, then you deserve to suffer it. Of course. And if you think that you're going to keep doing it to other people, like, you're just going to get it worse back.
You'll start from the saved point.
Dude, I want to talk about auto repossession. When people try and like steal your life support, the stars are like basically so infinitely ordered that they know that they know what your graviton should be emitting. So basically, every single person has a life support power level, and the more power, the more gravitons that you'll emit. Meaning, the more blueprint you'll 3D print in 3D space, right? It's like a unique signature. When your unique signature, which this isn't a real unique signature, there's the actual unique signature is an infinitely encrypted thing. Not encrypted, more so infinitely ordered thing. It's like a thumbprint on crack. Okay, and you're decohering it in your life support, in your mannerisms, things that you can, when you see another person, it's them, right? Because of these exact things, because of the way they decohere. It's a unique thumbprint signature. It's like you're this star. No other star in the entire space time continuum releases energy the way you do. Just you. There is no pretending it away. Okay? It's just not a real thing. Like, there's falling for pretending it, but there's not pretending it away. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that when the stars realize that your life support went down and you're allowed to be living there in that amount of life support. Yes, it is life support. Life support is actually in a state of order and power that scales to the infinity. And the more life support that you have, the more power and shielding that you have. And theoretically, the more quality of life that you'll have. Meaning, if somebody tries to fight you, like Conor McGregor, for example, if you even look at Conor McGregor, let's look at Conor McGregor for a second. Because this man's life support god right now. Conor McGregor.
According to
Look
Wikipedia,
at this guy.
Conor Anthony McGregor is an Irish.
Look at this guy, dude. This guy is just health fucking nation, dude. You just look at him. He's just freaking healthy as fuck. You can just see. Look at that. Life support all over the place, dude. I'm not even playing. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Life support is like this state of aura. Like, if you even look at a live, like, I wish you could just see Conor McGregor for a second. Okay, I'm not gonna show UFC. Why is it showing UFC? I just want to see Conor McGregor walking. Okay. The state of which they're walking in. Okay, you can feel their order. You can literally feel the order. Order is seriously what you're trying to break apart in a fight. When you're fighting your opponent, you're trying to cease their order of operations. And I don't mean order of operations. I mean order, comma, operations. You are literally trying to put kinetic energy into their operations from yours, that which will weaken and stop their operations. All terrorism is attempted murder. Scientifically, it's scientifically proven. There's literally no such thing as anything other than what I'm saying. We don't even have the proof of anything else. That's literally all there is here. And if you don't like it, go play another game. You know what I mean? Like, if you literally think that there's other things out there besides what I'm saying, go somewhere else and find them. Because on Earth, we don't have that. In America, we don't have that. That's literally what our scientific... Like, that's everything that we could possibly know is that. We can beat the life out of people. This kind of brings reaping to a new level. That's not necessarily reaping, though. Like, you're not going to get it, though. You know what I mean? Like, if you go out and you... Like, reaping would be like to go out and hunt a deer and eat it. People aren't meant to go out and hunt each other and then cook each other and eat them. In fact, you would get disease from that. It's taboo. You might even get cursed for it. People might actually literally religiously curse you. And I know they will. I know they will. Like cannibals in America, you'll get haunted, dude. People will literally haunt you.
the saved point.
Woo! Where does the value of things come from, dude? That's the topic of today's stream. Before I go and watch some Amazon. Dude, Amazon's been getting woke. Holy shit. If you're not watching Amazon, you're fucking up. I'm not even lying. Like, you might as well just go watch manga, dude. Basically, there's two styles. There's anime weeaboo or Amazon. There's also Disney, but it runs out though. You know what I mean? Like, you can be a Disney Pluser. That's chill. I vibe with the Disney Plusers. But it only lasts so long. Like, once you're out of Disney movies, like, there's no more Disney movies. They just don't, like, Disney's probably one of the best, highest quality producers. In my opinion, they might be number one. The only thing keeping them away from number one is quantity. Their quantity suffers, but their quality is just god tier. And they always just keep buying the best shit. I'm just like, really, Disney? Just buying everything cool. Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar. Disney bought Pixar, dude. What?
Start from the saved point.
Disney's taken over like a mean force in the universe of awesome stuff. But anyway, yep. Amazon. Dude, I should go to Amazon right now. Look up the videos real Amazon video. Cause I want to show y'all some of the stuff I was watching. Dude, Heroes. Oh my god. Great. Peripheral. I love Peripheral. I love Chloe Grace. She's so hot. Love her. Upload's pretty good. I watched that. Stargate Atlantis. I watched a little bit of this, but it's super good. It's basically like multiversal police. That's basically what they are. Multiplanetary police. Eureka is pretty boss. This is another one that's police based. I really like watching these police shows. Eureka, honestly, you should see this. I highly recommend this because there's things in here that literally aren't anywhere. I'll tell you one thing that I learned in season 5, I think. It's not necessarily a spoiler. The one thing that I learned in season 5 is this thing called root universe law, where they're in a simulation, or they believe they are, and they're like policing a simulation, and it's like a mix between like an afterlife and not an afterlife, and I don't really know. But at a point where he was like, I can't do anything about this outlaw guy. He just keeps getting away with it. He's showboating his riches, and he has no proof of like any of his income, right? And he's like, how he like cursed the guy's car because he figured out root universe law. He changed the physical values in the universe and made like an unnatural event spawn, so his car would break down unnaturally. That's one of the things I'm really big on is root universe law and holy grailism, where the infinitely most logistical thing is kind of what I prescribe to. Holy grailism. Infinitely farming logic and axioms, things that are obvious and known and true. Tangible, seeable, logical things. I love that. Oh, Utopia is so good too. I'm pretty sure I've seen this. Is this about Oh no, there's. I did watch that. I did watch it. It was okay. It was good. I was thinking about a different show called. It was about people that just got out of prison. The Boys is gonna come out with some new stuff soon. I can't wait to watch that. Reacher's lit. I love watching Reacher. Basically, if you guys see something and you thought it was lit too, that's on here, I want to know because I want to watch it. Roadhouse is fucking lit too. That's why I mentioned Conor McGregor because I watched that. But anyway, before I get it off and I'm taking all their content. I know it's just pictures, but it's their pictures, dude. It's theirs. Oh, wait. But before I go though, before I get off, if you didn't watch Fallout, get get to watching Fallout. So bustedly good. I can't wait for more of that. I wish that there was just like 10 different universes of Fallout, the TV show, all at once. I want to watch all of them. Mm-hmm.
Saved point.
Dude, I wish there was a watched list on Amazon. I just found a new thing too that I was just watching.
You'll start.
Oh yeah, I remember the TV show now is called Sprung. I wonder if that has a new season yet. Nope, I guess not. This one's lit though. This is so good. This should be they're in FBI uniforms. They just get out of prison and just got the craziest thing. I love these people. I love watching these people.
saved point. You'll start from the 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 saved point.
Oh boy. I don't know what I'm gonna build next. I swear that I was never gonna build this unit. Pretty much never going to. It just doesn't. It doesn't really have a niche to me. Hold up here. Let me think. Let me think. Dude, this is what's crazy too. It's a one-hit skill that only gives you 10% reduction on just your own skill. I mean, the damage is okay for the mana cost. That but there's better. Watch this. This is a nat 3, right? And look at her. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I use this to break records. Do you see why I would use this to break records? Because it does 915% damage. I can't believe this hasn't been nerfed. It does on a two man on a 2 mana, dude. 5,000% attack damage. I built this nat 3, but I didn't build this nat 5 for a very, very obvious reason. What's the obvious reason? Dude, look at this. Do you see this? Not. All right. You might not understand, but if you have Verd, use skill 3 one time. And then you just have her and you just wait for Verd to use skill 3 one time. And you get power buff and defense break. So like Verd, Huahi, and her. All right. That's 10,000 damage for your mana spent. 10,000. 10,000. Watch this. Brandia is only 2,000 on ultimate. And you know how much damage? Do you realize how much damage I'm talking right now? I'm talking 5 times more damage on a nat 3. Easy to get. And by the time you even get that 10,000 damage out, you're going to have like 2 mana. So it's going to be like 12,000 damage. And yeah, her base attack's kind of low. But she does get going up there, though. Like, check this out. If I hit her with Huahi's runes, boom. At nat at 70, she gets 2,800 attack. Oh, that's an HP. What the Bob? 1 second. Look at that, 4,000 damage, dude. Hmm. I forgot that I was building it this way. It's a weird thing to do, but I built it this way for Galleon. Mm. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, dude. Dude, how pissed do you think this guy was? He rolled up in there with an 87 summoner, a Perna, an Ariel, and a Brad. Wish I could see that. See his power level. This is what he lost to. Oh snap. Increase the attack damage by 30% when there is only one target for the skill to attack. YOLO. Bruh. It, I was like, what? Shield rune set? Shield rune set? And then does not apply to shield rune set. Rip. Might as well. Might as well. Just because the power buff, really, and the shield, that's not bad. That's a good upgrade. Oh, Dark Heart. I always wanted one of these. And then I got this instead. They just give it to us. Craziness. Alright, I'm taking off. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out. Peace.
O M.
The value of everything.